we have Sapna Vyas.
So it just happened. Basically, I had no plans to enter Gujarati film industry. Honestly, I very much did my career as a health coach. I'm still doing it. I always will be doing it. But along with that, once I felt that okay, now this can be on autopilot. Let me explore something else. I got famous on social media, so it is positive if you understand to how to limit it or how to use it. So use social media, don't get used by it.
Absolutely. So, how do you balance all these
See,
things
a
together?
perfect balance is a myth. You can't really balance everything all the time. There is no guarantee that once you have started looking a certain way, it's going to be with you lifelong. You will fall, and you will have to have the guts and the patience to rise up again.
Hello, everyone. We have just concluded the first season of Variety with Vishwam, and now we have this episode, the beginning of the Variety with Vishwam season 2. We have Sapna Vyas. She has been one person before even the influencer age started, and before people even in Gujarat thought about we want to become influencer. She was known and she became a known face in Ahmedabad and Gujarat and across India. She has inspired us with her weight loss story, and then the kind of journey she had was amazing. She has been a coach and a mentor to the Gujarat Kabaddi team, and also she has been living and guiding a lot of people as a life coach and as a fitness coach. And now she's with us, and she's now going to talk about very interesting aspect where she's coming up with her first debut film. So now let's know from her what's about the film and what more. So let's connect. And this podcast is not just going to be about film and her journey, but much more beyond. It's the struggle of a celebrity, the struggle of a women and everyone across, and how she thinks about herself and her opinions on women empowerment and how we need to look at women of today in this generation. So let's talk about her and her ideas. Hi, Sapna.
Hi.
Thank you very much for giving us time. We have been talking about doing the show together since a very long time, and finally we could really.
Yes, the
It's
stars aligned.
yes, stars are aligned, and at the same point of time, I got something unique to talk about with you, and that's what we are going to talk about. So you have been approached with lot of people for films, not just now. I know that you have been approached for a very pretty long about films coming on the films. But now what happened now? Why yes now?
Okay, very interesting question. The thing is that so when I started my career as a health and fitness coach, that was a time when I was also at a very nascent stage where I was learning, exploring, and I was consulting my clients for the very first time. So at that time, I never wanted to get distracted and do something else as well. But now that that is like on an auto mode. I
Right.
don't really need to prepare a lot because I've done that. I've done my homework very well. And now it's very much on auto mode. So now I felt that, it's always good to do something in which you are a toddler, you are a beginner, and
Okay.
that also keeps your energies up, your mind really working well. So I wanted to explore something, and I think movies just came my way. So I said yes and
Right.
started with obviously a script that appealed me, a team which really was good. So that's how I started. And the movie is called Parvat that I'm debuting with,
Right.
and it's a very interesting movie.
Right. You're actually debuting with a legend, I think.
Yes. So basically, the storyline is of a father daughter, where Mr. Hitu Karodia is playing the father and I'm playing the daughter. And since this is my first movie, it's always good to work with somebody who is like an university. He
Right.
has so much of experience. Look at the family comes from. So it's definitely, it was a great learning experience for me where I learned a lot of things, and it made my journey as an actor also easier to be with somebody, even to be in that same space, to get that aura, to get the vibe. It really helps you. So I really enjoyed the entire process.
Right. Now, a relationship for someone who is coming in the film industry for the first time, your relationship with your director is one of the most important, I think.
Yes, very true. So the director of the movie he is Asif Silawat, and in this movie, I'm not just an actor. I'm also creative head and also the EP for the movie. So it was great that I have worked with him from day zero.
Right.
Like we have it was his baby, obviously his idea, his script, his thinking, but then as a creative head I've worked through the entire process, so I guess it made my work as an actor a little easier because I knew why and what of behind the scene of
Right.
why the story, what this character is doing, why the character is doing so yes, you have to have a good rapport with the director. Your thought process has to match with the director. Only then can you deliver the character the way he envisioned. Because ultimately, all these characters are in his head and he has put it on paper and then on the screen. So he knows it best how he wants his characters to be.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll just go before going ahead. We'll ask you, how was your experience working with Hitubai?
Huh. A great experience. Like I said, I learned a lot of things. Even I used to tell him before a scene that if you find any improvement in me, kindly let me know. I'll improve it right away and I'll give my better take. So that way, he really helped me out wherever he found that, okay, it can be done better or it can help me out. So I had good, exchange of notes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, was it like you were prepped up, you were ready for every day, but then there were some uncertain changes or something, or creative improvements happening on the sets?
See, minor improvements can take place, and they usually you improvise. Even as a director, he can tell you to do a certain things a certain way because improvisation is a must. You can't be really very strict on that. Okay, this is how it is going to be. You definitely to improve the entire movie, you will improvise a little bit here and there, but that is very minor. There
Right.
cannot be major changes, otherwise everything changes entirely.
Right.
So yeah, minor changes did happen, but nothing. There was no chaos. We were very well planned because
Amazing.
I am, like I said, I am the creative head of the movie as well. So it was under my like I had to keep an eye on how things are going to happen. What will be the day one? What sort of schedule we'll have? Very taxing, but very rewarding.
Right. I'm sure your day's schedule would have been changed totally.
I mean, literally, I think on like however days we have shot, I would never refer to the watch. I would refer to the calendar. Okay, today's day, this is the date, because we used to work so many long hours that reference was never the watch. It was the date.
Which is nice. Working long hours is something which is a part of film ecosystem and
Yes,
it
but
doesn't
I
go away.
never knew this. As see my work, like before the movie, I consult people. So no doubt my days are long, but people keep on changing. I'm at my office doing online consultation. So like every 1 hour there is a new face and I can take as many clients as I want, and if I'm tired I'm working the next day. So it's a very flexible thing because only it's reliant on me and the client. But here, the hours are like long, like 12 hours shift, and it can really go into a 16 hours, you never know. So, and every single day. So, like, this was really new for me, very challenging. Like, when you watch a movie as an audience, you just watch for 2 hours and think that, okay, I like this, I didn't like that, and done. But while you're making the movie, then you understand the process that, oh my God, this is all that's happening behind the scene. It takes, like, I'll give an example. We shot a song. The song is called Disco Garba, and it took us more than 24 hours to shoot that song.
Right.
And when we watch it on YouTube or while you'll watch it on the screen, it takes you around 3 minutes to watch that. But it took us 24 hours plus to shoot that.
Definitely.
And as a first timer, I never knew that it takes so many hours. So this is all new for me.
Right. Right. And being from a fitness side, you're a fitness coach, you were like, you've been in this since a very long time. Now moving to acting, how did you really plan for it?
Okay, so I had really practiced a lot. I to understand the character, how she will be, what sort of expectations are the director has from the character. I have done a lot of work on that, and then I went on the floor. So at least month, 1 month plus, I have worked on this character, and then I have started going on the floor. So it is a long process.
Right, right. So it took you a very long preparation before
Yes,
you
yes.
actually.
Because see, it's very unfair if I don't do that. As a first timer, I have to be a little more sure, a little more, what I would say is prepared, because this is my first time. And if I don't perform up to the mark, then I'm doing wrong to the people who are working with me. Because it's not just one or two people, you're wasting hundreds of people's hours, their energy, their effort, and I would not like to do that. So, to do justice to my role and to be honest to what I'm doing, it is my duty. So, that's what I did, and I would never compromise on that.
Right, right. And now working with your current co-star Hitu Bhai Kanodia, so you're in a father-daughter
Yes,
relation, means film film के अंदर आप father daughter का role कर रहे हैं.
yes.
So what if that role changes
Huh.
and down the line you have to do another film? How would be that in terms of your comfort level?
Not the see, as an actor, there are no comfort levels. You're just working with another actor.
Right,
So, no matter what sort of roles we do in the future, you have to be loyal to your role at that time in that movie.
right,
So, one cannot be really choosy and picky. Yeah, you have to be choosing your scripts well, your directors well, the people you work with, but you can't be really, very adamant on these are the roles that I will do, these are the roles that I will not do. As an actor, you have to take on new challenges, and that's what makes this job or this entire process very interesting.
so you have always been meaningful in doing everything. So was it that you were waiting for that meaningful script coming to you?
Honestly, in my life, I've never really, charted that what I'll do in the next 5 year stuff. But yes, I believe in something which is called you always be prepared. And, once you get the opportunity, basically try your luck in that. What is luck? It's just when you're prepared, preparation meets opportunity, that's luck.
Right,
So I just worked on myself, and when the right time came, I felt like, okay, now I can diversify, now I can explore something, and that's when I picked up the script.
right, right. So you were waiting for and preparing yourself, and also the right script came to you. So that's how it worked out.
So it just happened. Basically, I had no plans to enter Gujarati film industry, honestly, but I felt that okay, now is the time that I can really do something different also, because I like challenging myself. So this was an area which I felt that okay, I will need to unlearn, relearn, learn new things, and that's
Right,
what I did.
right. So you're always interested in knowing and learning new things, and this is
Yes.
one more thing
Yeah.
which came your way. Now,
But I picked it up when I was very confident about what I was already doing. So it's not that I was dabbling in something and then I switched to something else, and now after this movie I'll suddenly become an art, some dancer. No, it's not going to happen. I very much did my career as a health coach. I'm still doing it. I always will be doing it. But along with that, once I felt that okay, now this can be on autopilot, let me explore something else. But now these two things are going to remain forever.
right. So yeah, we will hope more films coming
Yes.
out. But if you can share a little bit of your role in Parvat, because you will not be able to talk more, but you can share a little bit
Sure, sure.
about it.
So, this my role is of a female who is a very strong-headed person, and like the movie's name suggests, Parvat means a mountain. Means we want to use it as a metaphor that a father is always standing with the daughter, no matter what, in the for the right things. So he's always there to support. She can easily rely that okay, somebody is with me, headstrong. So my role is of a female who's strong, but she as well as her father are going through certain things where both of them faces challenges, but then how they come together and how they are dealing with situations. So it's basically very much an emotional roller coaster, but a story which today's girls will definitely relate to. So it has its ups and downs and happiness moments and all those things, which today's generations will definitely love to watch, and they'll relate to it.
Right, right, right. Now, coming on to the fact that today's time is changing, everything is changing. Now, there is a lot of stress coming in our life also. And probably someone in current generation, they're facing more stress because they have not seen few hardships. So there is a known personality from Hollywood who has said that my father was riding a cycle. I am riding a car. My son will ride a Ferrari. Again, his son will ride a cycle. So probably because of the comfort in today's life, lot of difficulties are very stressful when it comes, and also because internet, lot of content, lot of information, and lot of ideas coming in. Lot of people, lot of youth is not able to process this information, and they get overwhelmed, they get stressful with this. What's your advice to people in this age about this?
See, we are living in an age of information overload. Like wherever you go, from hoardings to ads to your phone, everybody is telling you how to live your life, what to do, what to buy, what not to buy, what to eat, what not to eat. So there are thousands and thousands of advices floating all around you. Also, we are always in looking on our social media. We have so many people advising us for no reason, so there are so many judgments going on, and that's why people feel a little pressured that I need to be a certain way, I need to earn a certain way, like you are on somebody else's timeline. So the only thing that I would like to say is that we are very different. Like how we are in our looks, in the very same way, our personal timelines of our career, maybe your married life or your everything can be very different than your neighbors or somebody who's just following you on your social media. So you don't really need to succumb to pressure of somebody who's just watching bits and pieces of your life, because you are living with yourself 24 by 7. You know it better what you're going through, and there is nobody better, a better judge than how you should live your life and how you should tackle your challenges or how you should be planning your future but you. So you should take all the onus, and you should feel that okay, I'll do whatever seems right to me. You
Right.
can't really, just because somebody's passing a judgment on you and you switch your job just because somebody told you that okay, temporarily this might make more money, but ultimately you know your skill set.
Hmm.
So don't really fall prey to such judgments. Don't
Right.
fall prey to such expectations out of you, because in getting temporary validations on social media, ultimately you can really create a havoc in your life.
Right, right, right. The temporary gratification is something. It's like social media works high on dopamine, and
Exactly. So if you are getting 10 likes in 10 minutes, you're like, wow, I am something, I've arrived. But it's nothing. So why would you want to just base assumption of who you are on somebody else's liking you?
right, right. You should be yourself, and you should not be worried about how people like you, people don't like you,
Right.
and at the same point of time, maybe you are seeing the best part of that person. You
See,
don't see.
nobody shares on social media their weaknesses or maybe their bad days, or when they are just walking around the house looking like they just can't feed themselves, they're poor. But when they go out, they are like, oh, wow, I am so sorted. So nobody shares those parts, and you should not. And why? Like, I'm somebody who'd never, you will never see me scrolling on people's profiles and watching other people's lives or asking unnecessary questions, what you're doing and why you are doing and how much you're earning. So I feel that's something which we all need to do, that let's
Right.
mind our own businesses and grow where from, like in whichever area we want to. That will really save us a lot of stress.
Right. So you have to be yourself, yeah, and not let follow a lot of people's content.
See, you have to follow certain content which is really helping you out, where you feel that okay, this is productive for me, this is like giving me some ideas, or making me feel good about myself, or helping me create a better future. But stalking or watching somebody who might be a friend, or who might be doing something else, who's your age or who you know, is waste of time,
Absolutely.
because you are earning nothing out of it. No experience, no knowledge. You're just feeling less for yourself because somebody else is showing something to you. And in reality, you never know if they're really that happy or
Right.
really that knowledgeable. You never know.
Right. And also, you need to have a hobby or interest beyond scrolling phones, because
Yes.
phone is taking a lot of time. A lot of people's work is such that they have to be available
Hmm.
on social
Hmm.
media or
Hmm.
things like that. That's all right. But scrolling people's content, continuously being there, reading is something which has lost with time. A
Yes.
lot of people need to come up with their own interest, because the biggest problem in today's life, what I think, is that people are not able to spend time with themselves.
True.
They are not comfortable with themselves. They want themselves beyond themselves. So
Hmm.
they are not themselves. They want to be like someone. Having an inspiration is one thing, but absolutely having being someone else is not something which is acceptable.
See, social media is a blessing. And I can say that with confidence because I am a product of social media. Today, people know me, or today, wherever I've reached, is only and only because I got famous on social media. So, it is positive if you understand to how to limit it or how to use it. So, use social media, don't get used by it.
Absolutely.
So when you say that people don't can't really spend time alone, is because that today, see, people's attention spans are decreasing a lot. If you watch a 90-second reel, you get tired. People now want 60 seconders. They want quick, everything fast. So in the zone where you want everything fast, delivered tomorrow, all that, you can't really become patient. And in life, patience really leads you to your success. So one needs to calm down, and calming down can be done by joining a hobby that you like. It can be even going for a swim, going for a walk, reading books, being with your friends without using social media or phones. Because I've seen group of friends meeting together and everybody is on their phone. So that's
Yes.
not socializing. So meet people, talk to them, go out, have fun. That will really calm you down, and you need that. Otherwise, you'll burn out eventually.
Absolutely. Maybe you need to create a box at your home, or maybe when you meet with friends, that you put the phones
See
aside.
that honestly, on paper this looks an amazing idea, but
Not possible.
right after this podcast is going to be done, I'm going to check my phone. So
Right.
we are used to it. You can't
Yes,
deny.
yes, yes.
So all this on paper looks very good, but you have to create these boundaries that okay, while I'm working out, I'll not check my phone. I'll check it afterwards. So that way you detoxify your mind, even your addiction, because we need this is phone is also an addiction. We
Right,
constantly need to check our phones. That's an addiction.
right.
So keep like use it like I said,
I
but don't overdo it.
Right. So you need to distract yourself to better things in life
Huh.
than just phones.
Unfortunately, you have to use the word distract. In fact, phone is a distraction
Right.
and your task is not. But see, this is where we have come to
Absolutely.
that reading, you have to say distract yourself to reading something.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, it's other way around. You are reading and your phone is the distraction. So we have to do such engaging, fruitful activities which are actually the attractions of life, and that will give you some reward eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even watching films, when you watch on Netflix, Z, you have so many platforms. Lot of people, in fact, even I, get confused that which film to watch, which film not to watch. So
True.
it's the time of confusion. We don't want to settle down. We want to have best.
Yes.
I will watch the best film, but in the end, half an hour or 20 minutes you've wasted in that confusion. When you're watching something, maybe you want to jump over. So you're watching a video on YouTube, maybe you will end up watching a very different video at the end.
Yes.
You will not completely watch that video and you will lose track of it. So that's how social media is, that you need to know that what I am looking for, why I am using the phone, what are the
Exactly. So be
reasons.
mindful. That's the word, that you have to be mindful all the time. You can't just, okay, I'm free, so I'll keep on scrolling, and then minutes turns into hours and you don't even know. So
Right.
that can't happen. You have to be mindful of why you're doing what you're doing all the very time.
Right. Yeah, you need to be mindful. And now, coming back to the balance which you need to create with your. Now, we'll come on a very different balance which you have seen, you have gone and you've worked with. You've been a. You've been an influencer, you've been a coach, you have been like, you've amazing following on your digital media. Now, how do you balance it?
Balance in terms of.
Balancing having time preparing content, working
Huh,
on
huh,
it. So there is a digital image,
huh,
then you have a public life,
huh.
and then you have a personal life. So it's time for working out, working on making content,
Huh.
then time for working out, being fit, all those parts of life, staying healthy, staying fit. Then now you are coaching people, then you are also having your personal space.
You're right.
So how do you balance all these
See,
things
a
together?
perfect balance is a myth. You can't really balance everything all the time.
Yeah.
So, when you're focusing on one area of your life, you have to compromise on the other area of your life. So, when I was acting like crazy person, a mad person, 16 to 18 hours a day, I was not consulting at that time.
Right.
I used to take my clients' consultation on maybe my days off, or I had scheduled in such a way that once the movie is over, I could again, start working with them. Although I was connected with them through WhatsApp and helping them out throughout, but consultations were not happening. So, in the very same way, if I look at going out with friends, maybe. So, while I'm working, I can't go out with my friends. So, there is no balance. But yes, overall, you should be happy. You should feel that, okay, now I'm leading a very fulfilled life. That is your balance. Everybody's balance is very different. Some people might be very family oriented and they just want to focus on the family, and work is little the second priority. So it's a very different story for everybody. But for me, while I'm looking or focusing on one area, the other areas I might compensate in a other way in later on. But that's how I try to work.
Right. It's absolutely rightly said that making a balance is absolutely a myth. It's, if you have able to balance it in the best way, then you're not a human, you're a
Superhuman.
superhuman,
And
or even beyond
although,
it.
see, no doubt, I'm a health coach, I'm a life coach, but even I'm a human. So I can't really have a magic wand and just do some magic and I'll sort my life. That's not possible. I think the best of advices come when you're broken a lot of times. So, whatever advices I'm able to give today is because of the aches, pains, and bruises that I have gone through all my life. That makes you a good advisor. You know, the most mischievous child or student can really give you great advices on what not to do to get caught. So that makes you a good life coach
Right.
when you've gone through a lot of stuff.
Right. Now, uh, as you said that, have you ever felt burnout in your life?
Not really, because I choose my, like I said, I choose my activities. And that's why maybe I didn't pick acting at that time when I was a very newcomer in field of fitness, because then it would have caused me burnout because you're just learning each and everything from so many different areas. So I've not really felt a burnout, but yes, I have gone through phases of, little sadness and all that, obviously. That's a part of life.
Right. Now we will talk an interesting part of you
Let's go
of
for it.
your podcast.
Oh, lovely.
So this is the first time I'm actually speaking to a more experienced podcast guest who has been a podcast host. And how did you, because now the time is that, how do you differentiate your podcast?
Yeah, see, it's a very cluttered market. I started maybe 1.5 years back or almost 2 years back. And at that time, there were not many podcasters around. And my show is called Baaton Baaton Mein with Sapna Vyas. It's a Hindi talk show where we had guests like Anu Malik, Baman Irani, Jamie Lever, Raghav Sachar, and the likes. And I've done almost 30 plus episodes. So it was a great experience. And what I've learned is that when the artist is really exceptional in their field, they are very humble, they are great in sharing their experiences, and they are easy to talk with. So that's something which I've really learned, that they will always be on time. If they've said that they'll reach at this hour, they will be. I'll give an example. Like Baman Irani sir had given me time, some XYZ date, and like he had given me the date and time maybe a fortnight back. And when he came for the shoot, he told me that, you know what, today is my daughter-in-law's birthday and everybody has gone for the party. I've come here for the shoot just because I'd promised you. So that says a lot, that he got the shoot done and then he went for her birthday party or whatever, wherever he had to go. So this shows that what sort of commitment these people follow. And
Without commitment, success doesn't come.
yes, and I had a very, very, very rough experience of like I have also done a Gujarati talk show. It's called Va Gujarati Va, and there was a guest. Okay, so her manager had told me that she told me that, okay, tomorrow, like we had taken the dates, like my team had taken the date maybe a week in advance, and they had agreed. So I'm really I mean, night owl. I At times I don't get sleep at night because if I'm thinking, so that's one bad thing. So next morning I had the shoot, and at night 2 p.m. I got the WhatsApp message saying that she has got some emergency and she can't come. And although we had some other guests lined up too, but so you have invested so much for a guest to appear on your show, and then suddenly no courtesy to even afterwards, she didn't have the courtesy to say that, oh, I couldn't make it, maybe next time. So this is the difference that I find between the Bollywood people that I have worked with. We had approached, I mean, we have done 30 plus shows, and in all those episodes, not a single person who had said yes had denied or didn't turn up. And they come, you know, Mumbai, how vast it is, and the traffic. And clearing it all, they came. And this Gujarati podcast we had shot in Gujarat, and still I faced one such incident and really felt that we really need to change.
We need to go up on our professionalism, and I'm
We need
sure
to.
a lot of people are working. So maybe we have
See,
lot
one bitter experience doesn't really say the story for everybody.
Right.
This is just one episode.
Right.
But whoever came other than this person were tremendously amazing. So we are really at par with people who are working with such industry and who have years and years of experience.
Right. And our industry is also growing, and a lot of things are changing, and time is changing everything. And it is always said that when we are growing, we take time to adapt. The kind of professionalism
Yeah.
we are there seeing now. Probably, if you talk about someone like Pratik Gandhi, they've been like disciplined people.
See, everybody that I have worked with so far, or even though I was not in the industry, I have friends. They are actors, directors, producers. I've known people in Gujarati industry for years, and they're amazing. Their honesty in their craft is something which is really inspiring. um, I have, like, if you look at current movies, how much they're trying on different subjects, on like how they're in a way they're taking a risk for tasting for changing the taste of Gujarati audience.
Absolutely.
So hats off to people who are really trying very hard, because there is a lot of scope in the industry. audience is also willing to try new sort of genres or new sort of movies, and in the very same way the makers are also uh, very much active and trying different
Absolutely,
stories.
absolutely.
So we are in a good time.
Yeah, the trend started probably from say Wrong Side Raju, and it has been a long journey for even Gujarati film
Definitely.
ecosystem, and they are trying without worrying about what's going to happen, because all the risk is of the people who are making it.
Yes.
The making people, in terms of everyone, not just the actor, not just the director, the producers are also going to be very important, because I will quote one interesting quote from Piyush Pandey. So he has been a known ad film guy,
Yeah, yeah.
so he's been very known. Now he said that you might make the film, but who will get the balls to play that film? So, so the ad film can be made by creative professionals, everyone, but in the end, the ad owner or the brand owner has to play that campaign and present that campaign on a campaign where millions of rupees are going to be on the stake. So this is ad films part. At the same point of time, even in films, so the producer is taking the biggest risk, the investors are taking biggest risk in today's life, because even Gujarati people's taste are changing. They are accepting net series from Bollywood, Hollywood, everywhere. But now there is a very different audience, and I must say that Gujarati film industry is now picking up
Yeah,
on
and
their
it's
level.
really evolving. Like, whatever expectations the audience might have, the makers are understanding those expectations and really working on them. So, it's really a positive change.
Because there was a time where people were only using the grant money. There used to be a grant in Gujarati film way back, that people used to produce Gujarati films to get that grant.
Right.
So that's how we have seen, and now the time is changing, and now even the people on that time are moving to a new different age. So the old school film people are also now changing, which is a big thing. So that's how it is. Now, balancing your public image and your personal self, and how do you continue to be and stay authentic and be a real you.
See, I've always been honest with whatever I have been doing or who I am on my social media. So, and that's why I began. That was my goal, that I wanted to show my honest story of my fitness journey, because I had a lot of ups and downs. I still have a lot of ups and downs, and I've never shied away from being who I am.
Right.
And that's what I want to show the people I'm connected with as well, that you will go through a lot of roller coasters in your life. There is never going to be a linear process in terms of your fitness or in terms of your aspirations or in terms of whatever goals you're having. You will have a lot of talk, like your plans will go topsy turvy a lot of times, but you have to be chasing the dreams that you're looking for, or stay true, stay honest, and never lose hope. So, talking about my personal life, I rarely share anything which is personal on social media, because I don't want to expose my family or my friends or uh, such areas of my life. They are close to my heart, and I don't want them to be on social media for other people's judgments. I lead a public life, but that doesn't mean that my friends or family needs to face the same judgments that I have been facing. So, but as far as my story or my life is concerned, I've always been very honest in showing my thoughts or whatever I'm doing. So I think that's what resonates with my audience as well. They know that, okay, when I visit Sapna's profile, it's going to be very, very. And I also never promote things which I would never use, or I don't really feel they're genuine.
Right. So you have to be near to real. Maybe on digital media, it's
No,
you
you
have to
have to
make.
be real in sense कि you have to be 100% real, but depending on the areas of your life that you want to show. I'm real as Sapna, but I don't want to show my personal life to people.
Right, right. You need to draw a line that how much do you want to show,
Yes.
and how You need to be very careful
Like,
with
I
social
can't be a
media.
vlogger and just show my everyday life and show my family and whoever I'm talking to. Oh my God, I can't even imagine doing that.
Right, right,
Because you're putting so many people's lives out there, and that's, I mean, I would never feel it right.
right. It's like for me also, it's been like 1 year's timeline. If I decided that I'll come in front of the camera, it's been a long age working behind the camera, working for people who are there on internet and everything. But when you decide to come in the front of
I'll tell
camera,
you something very funny. When I put my first weight loss video of how I lost weight, I never had any plans to do any great wonders on social media or anything. I just put up my story thinking that because I was struggling a lot with my weight. And what I had thought was that only the rich or people who are like at that time celebs and Bollywood stars can lose weight or look a certain way because they have that much help around them. But when I lost weight, I wanted to prove a point that anybody, just as common person as me, can reduce weight and can look the way you want if you do a certain things. Like if you are consistent with your weight loss process, you will do it. So that's why I put up my story, just to show that okay, you can do it too. And
right,
that went viral. At that time I wasn't even aware of the term viral. So my story went viral. People started talking about me. And that's what drove me towards putting other stories or other ideas of mine on social media. But this was never a plan, it just happened.
right, right. I would say that yes, as my wife had recently lost weight, and there has been lot of thoughts on this, where if you are not having weight, then you will not be hardworking, you will not be able to work longer. In fact, it is other way around, that if you are fit, if you are in shape, then probably you will be able to work longer hours. So
Yes.
long, it is very important to also have people's perspective that fitness is not just about the photos which you want to show
See,
or videos you want to show, or it's not just a piece of glass only made for celebrities, but it is for someone in everyday's life. Fitness for everyone is different,
yes.
and for everyone's perception, lot of people in today's life, they are facing difficulties,
Yeah.
that they have health issues, they have lot of issues, lot of
Exactly, like you never know what the person is going through, and fitness is not just how you look, it starts with your mind. That's what I realized after my journey, that it is a mind, like unless you are healed in your heart and your mind, you can't really look a certain way, because what you are right now is a reflection of how you feel within. So a person might be going through a tough time, might be going through emotional some ups and downs, and that's why he's looking a particular way. So one needs to heal the emotions, one needs to heal. Maybe somebody is going through medical issues, hormonal issues, some life phase where that person wants to look at that, as in focus on that area, and rather than just go and exercise. And it's very easy for you to say that okay, go exercise, go work out. Don't you know that everybody has this common sense? Don't you think people know that I need to walk, I need to exercise? Why don't they do it? Because at times their mindset or their mental health is not such that even they can go and walk. They are facing such problems. So one needs to heal that first. And that's what I've learned in my journey, that when I'm
right,
dealing with my clients,
absolutely,
I try to understand where they are right now in terms of their mental health, in terms of their emotions. We heal that first, and then we start the journey of going and exercising or eating right. So
right,
this is a long process.
right. It is absolutely a long process, and it's
And
first,
please let it be long. Don't look out for shortcuts.
absolutely,
Because when you take pills or go for surgeries without your doctor's advice, you are going to face a lot of repercussions.
right,
And you're
right.
not a guinea pig that just go out, experiment, and let's see what happens.
And there is a reason you need to take care of your health rather than just being worried about how it looks, how people will
See,
think
you're more
about it.
than your looks, you're more than just your social media page. Um, how you look is always going to be a byproduct of how you feel. So, first work on how you're feeling, how your relations are with yourself, with others, and then things will take place, but
Right.
it will take time, and there is no guarantee that once you have started looking a certain way, it's going to be with you lifelong. You will fall, and you will have to have the guts and the patience to rise up again.
Yeah, it's all about rising up. We just done a podcast with one of my colleague. She lost 50 kg in her 2 years time. You'd
Wow.
lost you
33, yeah.
yourself. You were 33 kg, losing 33
Yeah.
kgs, and you know how much time you had fallen down. You only know it.
Yes.
You
And I still go through the same, because this is a lifelong process. You can't,
absolutely
and I'm always against surgeries and pills and all those things. That because of somebody's pressure, don't take all that, because all that weight will come back to you eventually. So it takes time, but you're answerable to none.
absolutely, you're not answerable to anyone. And now we're talking about this in this the most important aspect, which I think is the positive thinking and the mindset.
Yes.
How do you think you need to reframe your negative thoughts towards positive results?
One block at a time, one step at a time. Because if you are in some phase of your life where everything is looking like it's doomed, everything is negative, then you can't really ask that person that, okay, let's come on, start thinking positive. That's not going to happen.
Right.
You have to erase, like how we play a Jenga game. You are removing a block and it doesn't fall, but in our game we have to add a block also. If you're removing certain negative things, you have to give an option of a positive support. So if you can do that, then eventually it will become a little positive.
Right.
I hope I
Yeah,
am trying to
absolutely.
explain
So
it
I
properly.
could really relate it
Yeah.
with my quitting of smoking.
Yes.
It
So
has been a long time, and when
yeah, you
quit,
couldn't go cold turkey, right? The tomorrow morning I'll stop. You couldn't go cold turkey. It
no,
took you a little while.
I failed. I
Huh.
did fail, and I failed multiple times.
Yes.
Where and also when I am what I will do when I am not smoking,
Huh.
because it's a cycle.
Yes. So you
It's
prepared yourself.
yes,
You must have given yourself some option that, okay, at
absolutely,
4 p.m. instead of smoking, I'll have a coffee.
absolutely,
Something to distract.
and maybe not overusing that options.
Huh.
We had to have healthier options. So even with the food which you talk about, food is also an addiction.
Yes.
Sugar is also an addiction. Everything has to be done in a way that it doesn't have a negative impact on you.
See, I really liked your example of sugar. Thank you for bringing that up, because sugar is definitely addictive. If a person is addicted to sugar, then they will want it more, because there is, a threshold to which, if you have sugar every day, one fine day you will not really get that high, that kick which you get from sugar. So you'll have to increase the dosage, you will have to increase it a little bit. So sugar is also an addiction which people don't understand.
Right.
So you have to keep away from not just smoking and alcohol, but also your food cannot be a source of entertainment just to kill your boredom. Or
Absolutely.
if you're feeling low, you're having it just to, because food obviously makes you feel good for temporary time. Like when you have sugar, it will give you sugar high, but then you'll have a sugar crash and you will feel all the more bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you need to balance between bads and goods.
Yes.
You want to
But
shift.
this, you have to be prepared. Like everything has to have a plan. If you want to, we were talking about the positive mindset. So it can't happen overnight. You have to change your thought process one step at a time, one block at a time. And then uh, it will take some little span of time for you to really change your thought process.
Right. Now, what's the practices you maintain to have a growth mindset that I want to do better every day? What are few things which you ensure that you have people are talking about growth mindset so much, but what's your growth mindset? What are the things you do?
See, the practical approach for me is that I keep on, like how I shifted my career, or how I expanded. No, I would not say shift, because my health coach career is very much on, but how I expanded my career. So that is my way of settling on a growth mindset, that I keep on challenging my limits, I keep on expanding my horizons, and that's how you can improve in your life. That, don't
Absolutely.
just succumb to a particular circle. Okay, this is my circle, I'll just be in it. You have to widen that circle for you.
Right. Now we are talking about one more thing is mental health and self-care. This is something which a lot of people neglect over growth. That you want fast results. So you neglect your mind and self.
Yes, very true. So, nothing at the cost of your mental health or your inner peace. That should be the funda of life. Nothing is worth it.
Okay.
Even chasing your dreams, if that is causing you sleepless nights, then you should, there is something called eustress, which is a positive stress, which will actually everybody of us face a little bit of stress if you have to do something new. For example, if I have to go on the floor to shoot for the first time, I'll have a little eustress, and that is needed because that will wake you up on time, that will make you work on time, that will prepare you. But too much of stress will break you down, burnout. So you have to first understand that what is my limit, and not everybody can take the same level of stress. So find out what's your limit and try pushing it slowly, gradually, so that even your threshold of taking stress increases.
Yes, there is a threshold of stress for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone.
And you, most of the times, you get stressed because either you're not prepared or you're not familiar. So get familiarity, that will reduce your stress. Get proper information, that will reduce your stress. Be prepared. Most of the things that causes stress is because we don't pre-plan. We don't know the situation, we don't know the place, we don't reach on time, we are always in a hurry, and God knows where we are reaching on time.
I have always seen that uh, go easy. Go
Yeah.
easy on everything. At times, sometimes, if someone gets late, just be considerate about that person. That I'm sure there will be a reason. Maybe you have a 15 minutes buffer within yourself.
True.
Because if you don't have that buffer, you are going to lead into stress. Because you have to have buffer, because in today's time the traffics are getting jammed. There are a lot of things a person is handling differently. So for me, I should create stress, but on myself or on my team or anyone across till the time the panic is not there. સ્ટ્રેસ એટલો જ હોવો જોઈએ કે પેનિક ના થાય. इतना भी स्ट्रेस नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप खुद पैनिक कर जाओ और चीज़ें कंट्रोल के बाहर हो जाए. सो यू कैन पुट स्ट्रेस, सो बी रेडी फॉर द वर्स्ट and try till the last moment for the best is what people should worry about. And
True.
thoda bahut stress hona chahiye. A little bit stress is good for you because that will always push you. Because if everything is comfortable, there is no fun.
No, that means that you're not at your max. As in, you're not working at your max potential. So, eustress is good, but don't have a lot of undue expectation on yourself that you eventually stop enjoying your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we'll go a little more on the self-discipline and the persistence part of a person. How do you overcome procrastination? Because procrastination leads to a lot of things of not doing that.
See, when we say a person is lazy or he or she is always procrastinating, one needs to understand that either that person is going through some when their energies are low, might be going through some deficiency. If that person looks lazy, they might not be prepared, or they might be scared of facing that challenging situation, and then we define them as lazy. So we need to understand that why that person keeps on procrastinating a particular task. So a little bit of understanding of that situation is needed, and to overcome it, one has to first understand that why I might be procrastinating. Is it because I don't have the knowledge? Is it because I don't want to face the situation? Is it or what is it? So once you find out the root cause, then you can find out the solution.
Right. So yeah, you need to understand yourself
Yes.
or anyone else who is procrastinating. There is not an easy.
And for example, if you have given a job to somebody to do something and they are not they are just delaying it, it can be a reason that their skill set doesn't match the work that you have given them, and they can't say the beautiful word no.
Right. And no is something which is very important
Yes.
to say at lot of time, because that will reduce the stress in your life. And not just saying no, talking about something. Procrastinating, not talking about your opinion, yourself, to your family, your friends, your colleagues, will lead to problems. So you
True.
don't shy away by talking about few things. It might make someone uncomfortable. That's all right.
But that's okay temporarily. You're saving yourself from bigger problems.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
please address the problems that you might be facing.
Right. And now, how do you handle failures?
Oh, wow. So I love failures. If I've done my 100% and if I'm not getting the results that, okay, I might not get it at times, because I always feel that, okay, something better, if not this. And it has happened all the time. I would not say failed. I have never really failed at anything. But when you don't get the desired results, then it helps you maybe do a little self analysis, change your paths. So that's always good, because you always learn from the task that got you, that didn't give you the results that you desired, for in a way failed. So failure teaches you more than your successes.
Right. Now, how do you stay so motivated and purposeful in your life?
I'm always like, I keep at it. I don't, you know, I strive on becoming better. I work hard on things that I need to do, so that ultimately movement gives you motivation, I feel. You can't be just motivated one day and, okay, I'm motivated enough, and then you can't get any results. So your movement, your efforts, your day in and day out. So again, this is a long journey.
Right.
So when I'm talking about I've done this, it's been years that I'm doing it. It's not that, like 2-3 years and I'm talking all this. It's been years that I've invested. So
Right.
that
Right.
motivation comes from movement, work, successes, failures, challenges. That's how I stay motivated, by constantly working.
Now, how do you break down long-term goals in short-term plans?
Wow, I don't have any long term goals as yet because I always feel that I want to work on my current self, and my life will take me what's best for me.
Right. Right.
Definitely, I have certain things in mind that, okay, I want to explore this area, or I want to go this, or I want to go at a particular place, or I want to be something. That's always there in my head, but I don't have this 10-year roadmap or 5-year roadmap. That burden I can't take, because I am honest in my efforts, but rest, God will do his job.
Right. Right. How do you cope up with change and uncertainty?
I love change and uncertainty. On the contrary, I thrive on that, because I'm a person who can't lead a mundane, monotonous life. If you tell me to do a 9 to 5 work, same thing every single day, I that will burn me out. I can't do that.
Right. People are scared for change.
But that gives me thrill, because meeting new people, doing new tasks, like this industry is such that it has exposed me to new work every single day,
Right.
new roles, new emotions every single day. So I like that.
And how do you adapt to new situations?
I think when you like it, that newness also becomes like your everyday thing.
Right.
So I'm open. Like I said, I'm a good learner. I never felt that I have never stopped learning.
Right. Right. And how do you bounce back with setbacks and disappointments?
Do we have an option? We have no choice. We have to bounce back.
Right.
It can take 10 days, it can take a month, it can take a year, it can take 2 years, but no option.
Right. So yeah, you have to bounce back and you need to keep going
And
on.
yeah, you learn. So when I am facing a setback, I feel that okay, good material for 2 3 more years for my clients.
Right. Right.
Because I'm going through bad time, I will learn. I will share of what not to do, how to do things. So I consider it like all my tears that I've dropped so far, I consider it as a good material, good learning, good earning in the future.
Right. And how do you handle criticisms and negative feedback?
Oh, I'm very good at it. I can boast about it because unless you are paying me, unless you are giving me money for my fuel, you are helping me pay my internet bills, I don't listen to you. Unless
Right.
you're my well wisher, obviously.
Right.
If you're my well wisher, if you are like my parent or God, I don't really care about your opinions because you don't know my life.
Right. So you know only a part of it, so better stay
Huh.
away from it.
You know hardly 1 2%, and then you're forming your opinion on how I should be. Dude, look at your life.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it okay? Are you even paying your rent?
Right.
So I'm not bothered about somebody who doesn't know my life. I know
Absolutely.
100% picture of my life. You might know max 5%. I'm saying 10%. What beyond that? Nothing.
Right. Right.
So what's your contribution in my life? Nothing. So I don't really care of your opinion. I
Absolutely.
care for the opinion of my parent or somebody who really wishes me well. I would listen to them. Or who's trying to help me out come out of my bad time.
Right.
Then I listen to you. Otherwise, sorry.
Right.
Go
Now,
knock the next door.
so now we're talking about stress coming out from internet in the person who is living a public life. So how do you handle negative comments or some unacceptable comments coming to you?
See, if you check out my feed, you will hardly find any negative comment. The reason is that everybody who's connected with me either is connected with me because they want to see my challenges that I go through, they're supporting my work, they want to get inspired because we need somebody who's honest in today's times. So I have hardly faced any negative comments, but if I do, then there is a thing called restrict. I would do that first and see that if they see certain people might not really mean bad at heart, but they just don't know their limit of writing. So I give them a little chance. So again, if they do it, then Mr. Zuckerberg has given us a wonderful button called block. And this is the favor that I do to these people because they might not be wanting to follow a person like me, or they are not getting anything, no inspiration, nothing from me, and that's why they're connected. So I help them out by blocking. So in a way, I'm doing social service, charity.
Absolutely. Maybe they need to understand that world is different, people are different, opinions are going to be different, and you're living in the
And
age
I
that
am not a dustbin that you come and throw your trash on my
absolutely,
profile.
absolutely,
Because, see, everybody has a different mindset, everybody thinks differently, and you might not agree with me on certain things, but that's okay. Then you don't need to be connected with me. Like, if, say, I like drawings or paintings, I'll be connected with somebody like that. Then I would not
absolutely.
follow somebody who some has some other talent. As simple as that. Your choices and my choice can be different.
Right,
Please don't
right,
follow.
right. And also, they the world on internet. I would want to share this to people that see in the end you're commenting on a human being. That's more important for everyone to understand, and there has to be a room of accepting every form of opinions.
But lately, I've just just to understand, I was looking at some post and some actor, I don't really remember, but there's nothing wrong in the acting, there's nothing wrong in the clip that that person has shared. Still there are so many people who are really having negative comments, hate comments. I'm like, these people are so jobless.
Absolutely, but probably these are the jobs given to them to go out and give negative comments.
And negativity is something which really is very attractive. So just to prove that, I'm so smart in writing. He had written something, and there were 3,000 likes on that stupid negative comment. And that shows that, just to get this 3,000 people's validation, this person had acted so smart.
Absolutely.
So, okay, everybody is having fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we'll talk about somewhere where, as an influencer, as a celebrity, as a very known personality, having such a huge following, you would be facing difficulties with fans, with paparazzi. People don't understand the fine line, because we have seen in celebrities, very known, respectable people. I'm not naming anyone to be, but very respectable people, media or paparazzi or fans have really made a very big, huge hue and cry about it. They've made a very big issue that the person has a arrogance, person has an attitude. Now, it's a human being in the end, whether that person wants to get clicked or not, whether that person is ready or not. You will find 100 cases like this. That what do you want to say about this?
See, let's begin with this, that today, whatever I am, wherever I've reached, is because of the people. People who trusted me, loved me, celebrated me, helped me become whatever I am. So I truly respect, and I'm doing no favor to anybody who's coming and clicking a picture with me, because I enjoy it that much, just like them. So that is the fact. But at times, I might, like, I have honestly never faced such problem where there was any such issue. But yes, people do need to realize their lines. Like, just once I'd faced it, that there was this guy who just came up to me and put his arm around my waist for a picture, and I stopped him, that dude, I don't even know you. And I'm not very, like, I didn't like that. So that was just one time. Apart from that, I've never faced any such problem. People are really considerate. I have not faced any such problems.
Did you ever feel sometimes loss of privacy, because constantly people are watching you on social media? They
Huh.
want to watch about you. You're stalked on internet. There are few fans who constantly watch at you. So do you think that sometimes social media becomes too much on?
No, like I said, you should know what sort of content you're putting on social media or posting. I have always exposed that much part of my life which I want to. So I've never let anybody enter. Like, there is a gate which I've never opened for people to walk in.
Right?
So how would they infringe my privacy?
Absolutely. Now, constantly celebrities are being judged. People who have internet following, even before that, people were judged on lot of things. What do you have to say about being judged always
See,
about
that
things?
is human tendency to judge others. I mean, I can't really change anybody. I can't stop people from judging me, because that is the type of recreation that they are looking for. That is the type of nature that they have. I can't stop that. But what I can stop is not digesting everything that they judge me for, or not accepting everything they judge me for, because, like I said, they don't know me. They know 5%, 10% of my life, and based on that, they have formed so much judgment. Enjoy it. I can't do anything, because how many people will I go and address, and how many people will I really, I can't sit with everybody and tell, hey, तूने ये सोचा मेरे में, this is wrong. How did you think like that? I don't have that much free time. So please enjoy, judge me, but I know who I am. So it's okay. You can't stop people from judging you.
Right, right. So
And
having a
that is, I'm sorry, then that is unfortunate part of being in a public life. If you want to accept everything that comes with public life, the fame, the name, the love that you get from people, then you should be open with this also. This is the con that comes along chupke se.
right, right, right. So now, constantly being judged is what you will have to live with if you have the fame and everything. So now, carrying a bold personality, is it an advantage or a disadvantage?
Being who you are is always an advantage. Like, being true to yourself is always an advantage, because then you don't have to be something else. When, for example, I'm meeting you in person, I'm exactly the same as I'm on social
Absolutely.
media. You'll not find anything different. Yes, the way I talk to you depends on who you are to me.
Absolutely.
That is the difference. So apart from that, the more honest you are, the more the same persona that you carry,
Right. Right.
it's always good. It works for you.
Right. In today's age, how you dress is always being judged by people, whether it is online or offline.
Yes, don't listen to everybody. Like, if you know that, like, what sort of, like, I'm not asking you to, like, a person to become go flamboyant, but why would you want to, like, look at Ranveer Singh's quirky style of dressing? He loves it, he enjoys it. Is he answerable to anybody? No. You watch him, you like him. If you don't like him, move on.
Absolutely. So in Gujarat, as lot of time in across India, I would say that dressing for women is always questioned. You coming from a very known family, a very well known family background you have, and did you ever face this kind of obstacles
No,
in your
no,
life?
never, never,
You didn't.
never.
And what do you want to say to people in terms of having judging women for dressing?
Honestly, no matter what I say, this judgment part will never change, because it's so much ingrained that people have this habit of judging everybody around them. Obviously, I would love if we stop judging and instead start listening more instead of judging, that why, what is happening. Then it is always a good thing. But unfortunately, people will judge. I don't really feel that we are anybody to advise them. It's their personal choice. Maybe they can take help or suggestion from their family if they want. But social media people, they should just watch their own houses.
People on social media should
Just
worry
look,
about
worry
themselves.
about themselves, their family, that's it, and their friends. Come on. What other people should behave, how they should behave, or what they should wear, or what they should talk about is none of your business. If you
Absolutely.
like, connect with them. If you don't like, world is so huge. Connect with the right sort of people for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now we talk about women empowerment. People have talked about women empowerment extensively, but we have not been able to talk about where it's gender neutrality. How do you see women empowerment and gender neutrality? Because both will go hand in hand. This is what I feel. I'm sure there are a lot of opinions, but where do you see that real women empowerment is seeing it in a neutral way?
See, first of all, we are in India, and this is a country where goddesses are being bowed down to. We pray to goddesses. So in this country, it's such a bad situation if we have to talk about women empowerment, because our women, look at our history. They were always empowered. This is a concept which really I feel bad that in India we have to talk about women empowerment. But yes, women need support in certain areas, like in certain places they need support. We must do that. But when we talk about cities, there are equal opportunities in today's time for women also, for men also. So I feel it's more about your skill set, it's more about your learning, your qualification, that you can move beyond the gender. Today, you see women in every area, and they are excelling at all the fields. They are
Right.
managing the house, they are going out working, and they are doing brilliant jobs. So, I don't really like this where we feel that, men are equal or women are equal. Men and women are very different creatures. God has created us that way. We should be supportive to each other. We should be really helping each other out in whichever way we can. But yes, if the women needs, like in some villages or in certain things, definitely they need to be helped. One needs to provide that help.
Absolutely. So it's about understanding, empowering. So men needs to empower women and women needs to empower men.
Like, you can't look at all the women with the same glass. You need to
Absolutely.
adjust, and wherever there is a scope where they need support, one has to provide. Like the government has to provide, the family has to provide the support, wherever, whichever area. Yeah.
Absolutely. So probably if the best example of men being empowered by women is Sudha Murthy and Narayan Murthy.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Some beautiful couples. See, that's we need to learn and evolve. That's all I'll say.
And now she is doing everything what she wanted. She has written wonderful books. She is sharing her life. So it's always, I see two extreme things. Like now the it is very wonderful where she decided that I need to support my family, and keeping a homemaker's role is equally very important for a woman, as good as a working women role. So there has to be a very nice balance. Lot of times I've just seen a very wonderful uh, inspiring quote from Kajal Ben, Kajal Oza. She had said that a working woman is never too concerned about the home. In fact, she said that working woman is more concerned about home, that she feels that I am not able to give my 100% time to it, and she is balancing. For me, I see a working woman in my home, lot of working women around me, a lot of people, influencers, creators who are women. They're wonderfully balanced home and outside. So it's very judgmental at times that
See, we shouldn't be really. Again, it's wherever people need support. Obviously, one should give them support. But unless and until that situation arises, let's just enjoy this difference that we have, because even
right.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is important,
Huh.
and sometimes I think that even men are supported. As I talked about Sudha Murthy, that was the time when a man wanted a support. Otherwise, you will never had seen Infosys. So there are so many unsung women
Definitely there.
who who have created it. And in the same way, if we want to expect men's to create heroes, they will have to have their supporting thing. That does not mean that women of today will need support. It's about, as you very nicely put across, it's not just a normal answer which
हाँ.
is usually talked about on internet, that nahi nahi men ko women need support, all those things. They're different people, they're different creatures, God has created differently. It's just empowering differently. And not just that men need support or women need support, it's about understanding and about respecting ourselves, each one as a human rather than gender. Let's talk about gender neutrality, that let's respect each gender whichever way it comes.
Very true.
Right? Now, there are thousands of influencers, creators, celebrities coming up because so much of content, Netflix, then Jalso, there's so many apps now there. Now there is so much need of content. But what's your one message to thousands of such actors or influencers who are coming up and they have a pressure of performing?
See, if you succumb to pressure in any which way, that if you set a deadline that I need to be famous in 2 months, I need to be famous in 6 months, then you will burn out. This is a creative field. This is an art form. This is something where you express yourself. So instead of looking at the numbers that, like, you have the following that you have, you should look at the even you can be catering to a niche, but if they are really connected to you, I think that is very much rewarding. So be honest. I always been that, and I will promote that you have to be honest in your efforts. You have to be honest in what you're showing to your people who you're connected with. So be honest in your skill, and eventually people will get connected, and they will definitely like the work that you're putting across. But don't have such goals of I am on social media just to get famous, because that is not something which is in your, like, in your hand.
Right, right. What do you have to say? Again, one different aspect of it, body shaming.
See, unfortunately, knowingly, unknowingly, we all have gone through body shaming. Um, Like, it's so easy for, I have seen in Gujarati household people calling a little fat child jardio unknowingly. That is a form of body shaming, that that person is going to become an adult hearing that word. But that really hampers you eventually. It definitely hurts a person's self-respect. So body shaming is something which you can control, as in you as a person. If you stop doing it, if you stop judging people from the way they look, their color of skin, their appearance, then you have done your part. You
Right.
stop doing it, and don't tolerate such jokes also.
Absolutely. And if someone is doing somewhere around, your job is to educate the
And
person.
not encourage them.
Absolutely. When some comment is passed, people join in as a laughter.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you would have uh, seen a lot of instances around you, and lot of people.
This is an everyday thing. People do it without, frankly, some people are not that much aware. They do it unintentionally. They think, they don't even know it's called body shaming. So we first need to understand.
Right, right. Absolutely, you need to understand because you don't know what impact. It
Exactly.
might just work like a bullet someday, and your comments on that person might lead. If you're not doing it positive, anything to that person, don't lead to this negative comments or criticizing. I would say body shaming is one thing. Apart from that, there are a lot of criticism passed around us. If you cannot encourage someone, do not demotivate that person is something which is very important. Please, if you can't do good, don't do bad.
Very
and
true.
and sometimes your unintentional comment will do bad more than a poison, because you don't know what's going to trigger, because every human might be on that brink threshold. We talk about a lot of suicides, everything is happening now in that situation. In that one moment, it will lead that trigger, and that person might just give up. So it's very important in today's time to be very responsible in what we are talking about, because stress is because stress is everywhere, and everything is surrounded you around you, and you might just need to a very big fallout for that person. So that's how it is. Now, that's one moment in your life which has changed.
Sorry, one thing that has changed my life.
Yes.
Um, there is not such one moment, but yeah, one episode. I would say I lost my mom 2 years back, and definitely it had a great impact, and it changed a lot of things in my life.
Right. So that one difficult time where it leads a lot of things, because you have a support system around you, and
Yeah,
then probably.
it's a very tough thing.
Right. Now, how do you unwind yourself?
Oh, I love listening to music. I love to go on long drives.
Right. And how important is to unwind for in today's life in.
It is a must. It is compulsory. There is no option to it.
Right. And which are the 5 tips in the life you advise to all your clients?
One, don't fall prey to comparison. Two, don't look out for external validations, be it on social media or in person. You know yourself better, so judge yourself or improve yourself or scrutinize yourself. Get your SWOT analysis done by yourself and not with other people's POE. Third, keep on working very, very hard, but that doesn't mean that don't enjoy your today. Be happy under your own skin, but keep on improving. That's three, right? Fourth. Fourth, I would say, rather this has to be the first thing, but the fourth point would be that your mental health is something which you should take care of like every single day, because how you feel within is going to be a reflection of how you look outside and the outside, or how you make your decisions. So heal yourself first. That's fourth. And fifth would be that play your cards well, but live what's going to happen to God.
Absolutely.
Because don't have so much expectations, or don't sit with a 5-year plan. You prepare yourself. He has thought good for you. Just have that faith. Faith keeps you going.
Absolutely. And what's one myth of success?
Success is linear. People think that once you're successful, it's going to stay with you forever. But success is not linear. You will fall and you will rise again. But that's the beauty.
Right, right, right. And what has one positive change which has happened because of spotlight on you?
Um, I've become more extrovert.
Okay.
I was an introvert person. Today I address tens of thousands of people at a time in my workshops. And when I went on stage for the first time in my school, I was really not able to deliver even my fancy dress competition script. And today here I am addressing a lot of crowds. So because of the spotlight and the pressure, not pressure, but the expectation of my job, that is to talk to people, this spotlight has made me an extrovert, and I'm really liking it.
Very nice. Yeah. So, and one advice to women who are opting out on bold careers.
Uh, if you are confident enough in, if you are not doing anything wrong in terms of the norms, what norms, not the norms, but say if you are the law. Okay, let me put it better way. If you are not doing anything against the law, if you are following your heart, if you are true to yourself, if your family is, you have taken your family in confidence in whatever you're doing, then please go for it. Nobody is there to question you. You are answerable to yourself, your family, God. That's it.
Right. And what are the qualities you think makes a strong women of today?
There are many qualities, okay? So I can't finger point on one or two. So here I would be wrong if I say that okay, this quality makes a strong woman, because you don't know what that person. Everybody's life story is so different that to finger point on some qualities, I think it's very wrong for me to do.
Absolutely. And now, as you are very careful on what you put across on social media, what's that message to people who put lot of things in front of social media?
To each his own. I'm not here to dictate on what content. Like, if I don't like listening to my decisions of what I post, I'm nobody to tell anybody what you should post and what you should not post. So I'm
Right.
very clear on that.
It's your choice,
It's
and
up to absolutely your choice, and but yeah, you should know why you're posting, what you're posting, what fame it is earning you, if it is earning you money, or to the repercussions, or to whatever. So I'm nobody to advise on what you should post.
right. But you have carefully defined that you want to maintain a privacy.
It's totally up to you that if you are a vlogger and you want to show each and every part of your family and life and everything, good for you.
Okay.
But for a person like me, I would not do that.
Right. Now, can you share a moment on set that was unexpectedly, or it was a funny moment on the set?
Oh, many, many, many things, like crazy things. But I don't have any particular episode, because every day was something different and a lot of stuff happened. I don't really remember any one particular thing.
Right. And now we are moving towards concluding question.
Ha.
That, see, you're a very known person. We've just been 1 year old in terms of podcast, and we've done some shows. I'm sure you would validate going on to shows. Why did you select us and approve us in terms of coming to the show?
Wow. So the way, like, from the get go, you asked me a lot of questions, or how you want this podcast to be. So I could understand your interest, and I could understand that how see, basically, your intention was to help others out with this podcast.
Absolutely.
So I understood that you want to deliver quality, you want to deliver some new answers from me, because whatever I've discussed with you today is quite unique from the usual Q&A that I've been doing so far. So that's one of the biggest reason why I felt that, okay, let's go and talk, because a host is someone who provides a platform between the audience and the guest, and who has a ear to listen and the belly to digest the answers. So you had all of that, and it's really a joy to talk to you, because you know what sort of questions to ask and you understand the flow. So this, I hope it will really help others, whoever is listening to us.
Absolutely. See, our intention is always to be like water and to give a transparent platform for the host to convey the knowledge, the conversations, interesting aspects, and whatever I've learned from one of the best podcast people is I you have to give a very honest podcast, because if you try to fake too much, it's not going to be lasting too much.
Right.
And at the same point of time, the intent is to give, not just to promote a particular idea.
Yeah.
And
But let's promote my upcoming movie, Parvat.
it comes without saying, and it has been like I'm going to make sure that we come for the premiere and we'll be excited
surely.
for it. And when is it coming out?
Yes, so I was just getting prepared to say all that. Okay. So the movie is called Parvat. It's a Gujarati movie, and we are set to release it in January or February 2025. So I'll give you a heads up when we do that. But yes, it's set to release in Jan or Feb of 2025.
Right. And what should people expect from this movie?
It is going to be entertaining. It is going to be thought provoking. It is going to give you a lot of relatable content and a lot of maybe ideas on how you should build your relations better with your father. So I would suggest that all the daughters should go and watch this movie with their parents, especially the dads.
Right. And what do you have to say to people who do not watch much of Gujarati films?
Maybe Shubharam, a movie teach karjo if you don't watch.
Yes. Now the Gujarati film ecosystem entirely is changing, with a lot of friends experimenting with the kind of films.
See, the movie quality, the subjects, the ideas of the makers have been really great. It's changing with time. It's relatable in today's times, day and age. So Gujarati content is also amazing. I was just joking when I said that just watch my movie. No, please go for watching all the good movies. See, because it's both ways. It's a responsibility of the makers to provide you with content that makes your experience worth it, because today you go with your family of maybe 3 or 4 and you purchase the ticket, you have maybe popcorn, so it's an expensive affair. You are investing your money and time, so it's the responsibility of the makers also to give you justice, as in to give you entertainment, or make your
Absolutely.
experience worth it. And on the other hand, it's the viewers, the audience, for which we are making so much effort. So if you go and watch the movie, it encourages us, because ultimately, unless there is a profit on the box office, the makers will be discouraged. So it's both responsibilities at both ends.
Absolutely. And also, we have seen movies, we have now got actors like Amitabh Bachchan, and they are coming in Gujarati films. Imagine the courage of Gujarati filmmakers. Now you had one of the leading earlier time, Wrong Side Raju, from where Pratik Bhai really came up as an actor and people started looking up to it. I've seen him. I've seen theaters. I've had my known friends, family who have been associated in the film industry. Now I can say that the film industry in Gujarat is growing leaps and bounds. And having friends working in media and advertising, you're very close to the entire creative fields.
True.
So now you understand that how difference, if it would have been 10-15 years earlier, things were not like this. But now even the lead people who are filmmakers 15-20 years earlier, they are also making a change. So that's why Gujarati films are very important. Now, the support lies on the people to openly understand Gujarati films and see it as good as Bollywood or any other film industry, or don't expect Hollywood from Gujarati films right now, but you never know.
No, we are better because Hollywood has a different thing. We are offering a different thing. We are reaching to more relatable content. We are Gujaratis talking for Gujaratis and making film for them. So we
Absolutely.
are a better reflection for Gujaratis. So Parvat 2025, go watch.
Yes, go watch all the Gujarati films,
Please.
and the new age cinema is going to be rocking. And thank you very much for joining us. And Variety with Vishwam will bring in more such people on the shows. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Sapna.
so much. I really enjoyed talking to you. The questions were very unique. Your style of talking is very conversational and fun. So, thank you once again.
And literally, it has been like normal podcast में नहीं होता है, but usually I am a more talker, but try to be on the silent, on the listening side is something which we look at. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.